Our season has not been great, but it has not been overly dreadful, either, compared to where we were last year. Yet, what our first season under Manuel Pellegrini has shown is that we still have a great deal of work to do. For Wolverhampton Wanderers, though, they have shot out of the blocks to go from a championship side to one eyeing Europe inside a year, and are on their way to Wembley for a place in the FA Cup final. We, on the other hand, are chasing the Molineux outfit's coattails in the hopes of finishing 7th, having slipped up against Everton when we could have moved ahead of Wolves, and let's not talk about our FA Cup journey. West Ham News, however, looked to spark a debate on Twitter after noting that another disappointing comparison can be made between the Irons and Wolves. They raised the point that not only are Nuno Espirito Santo's squad vying for the same places and honours that we strive to compete for, they are also doing so without working on it for years or moving home. Money spent is also somewhat comparable, but how well that cash was used is the better comparison, as we have spent just shy of £100 million this season on new faces, while they have spent just over that. Wolves may also have added Ruben Neves to their squad while still competing in the Championship, but his £15.8 million move from FC Porto accounted for 3/4 of their spending last season. There is also the matter of how well they have fared against the top 6 sides in their first season back in the Premier League, with wins over Manchester United, Tottenham, and Chelsea, while holding Arsenal and Man City to draws. Whereas we have beaten Arsenal and Manchester United at the London Stadium, while holding Liverpool and Chelsea to a point, but have been thrashed by Man City and lost both our games to date with Tottenham. Altogether, the multiple comparisons that can be made between our two clubs generated quite a response to West Ham News comparison. That's what proper investment gets you, no less they deserve. West Ham Hub, at watch_hub, April 2, 2019. Similar to what we did in 2006. It gets harder. They won't maintain it over the next couple of seasons. John, Bones, April 2, 2019. Great job this year, I admit, but the real measure for Wolves will be second season though. As for the Paul Cook, at Paul_Cook_1, April 2, 2019. They have a better manager, better owners and better players. Adam Moore, at Moro_Skip April 3, 2019. I'm sure if we didn't have the majority of our first 11 out for a season, we'd be in a much different place. That fact we are where we are given this squad available is a good achievement. Most of the players who have been regulars would barely have featured. Ironsman, at Ironsman, April 2, 2019. We are a toxic club with a severe injury record. There are players at the club who get away with murder. We invest in injury-prone players. We have too many tourists and there are way too many groups within the dressing room. The only way to move forward is to clear the deadwood. Hammer and pick. Ronnie K. Hammer and pick, at Bobby Moore Lauer, April 3, 2019. Do agree with you, but let's see if they can do it next season and the year after. They have a great base of players and manager to kick on though. Mile High Hammers, at Mile High Hammers, April 2, 2019. And in our first season back to the Prem, 06, we got to the FA Cup final and came 8th. That could potentially be better than their season. It's about maintaining it. That's what you should judge it on. Lewis Hart, at Lewis Hart 98, April 2, 2019. So envious of the manager they have in the spirit, etc. Jordan Benning, at West Ham Jordan 92, April 2, 2019. They also have had very few injuries and one of their best players didn't want to go to China mid-season. Orlando Hammers, at Oral Hammers, April 2, 2019. Don't forget the 7-year plan to get into the Champions League. From 2010, Ben Blaney, at Ben Blaney, April 3, 2019.